Hi Violent Community, it's Mike here and I'm back with another video, and today's is a response to a thread, and this thread was started by James Griffiths, and quite unusually for the vinyl community it doesn't involve showing any vinyl records, because what he wants us to do is to show 10 albums that we only own on CD. So I've got my 10. The first 5 are ones that I'm quite happy just to own on CD, and the final 5 are ones that if I see originals on vinyl for the right price, I would definitely pick them up. So here you go. So the first one is an album from 1986, and it's the Smiths, and it's The Queen Is Dead. So it's the third album, and it's really quite good. But the Smiths are one of those bands that I did find it quite difficult to really get into them. But you know, this is a great album, and particularly the finish, which would be sort of side 2 on the vinyl. You've got, you know, Big Mouth Strikes Again, The Boy with the Thorn in His Side, followed by Vicar in the Tutu, There Is a Light That Never Goes Out, and Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others. And yeah, it's a really fantastic album, and it's there on CD. So that's the first one. The second one is an album from 1968, and it's the Kinks. And this is one of these sort of expanded sort of CD editions, so you get sort of outtakes and live tracks, etc., etc. And it's the Kinks, and the Kinks are the Village Green Preservation Society. And again, you know, this is an album that I really quite like. You know, I mean, the title track, obviously, everybody knows that. It's really nice bit of sort of English whimsical sort of pop music, and it's fantastic. But you know, I'm quite happy just to have this on CD. You know, shove it on the CD, and away you go for the next hour without having to get up. And yeah, it's really nice album, but I don't have it on vinyl. Right, now the next album, and it's a band that are one of the biggest bands on the planet, but the only vinyl I have of theirs is a couple of compilations. And so I've got plenty of CDs, so I decided to show the CD of the album that I prefer of their output. And it's an album from 1973, and it's the Rolling Stones, folks. And there you go, it's Goat's Head Soup, and this is a sort of you know, quite a nice sort of edition. I think it's got a little thing in here. Oh yeah, there you go. There's the Goat's Head Soup there. And yeah, again, you know, this is a lovely album, and I think it really coincides with the time that I really kind of discovered the Rolling Stones. So you know, 72, 73, and you know, the single on this, Angie, is a song that I really love. It's one of my favourite singles from that sort of era. So there you go. So that's you know, the Rolling Stones and Goat's Head Soup. Right. Next, one of my all-time favourite singers and bands, and that's Neil Young and Crazy Horse. And this is his double album from 2012. And this is one I could have bought this on vinyl. I was starting to buy vinyl again around about that time, but I chose to buy the CD, and I'm quite happy with it. And it's Psychedelic Pill. And, I'll open it up. There you go. That's it. So again, you know, as I say, it's Neil Young, Crazy Horse. I really love this album, and I think it gets a bit of stick sort of critically in some quarters, but you know, I don't care, because you know, I think it's great. I mean, you've got Drifting Back, which I think is the opening track on side 1, and then you've got Walk Like a Giant, which for some reason I really love that track. So that's it. Neil Young and Crazy Horse and Psychedelic Pill. Right, and a band who are probably most associated with the opening titles of a a great television series, which is The Sopranos, and it's this band, Alabama 3, from the UK, and this is their album, Exile on Cold Harbour Lane, and it's 1987. And of course, the title music for The Sopranos was their track, which was Wake Up This Morning. And yeah, fantastic. I mean, this is a really, really great album. It was reissued, I think, about, I don't know, about a year ago. And I could have picked it up, and I kind of ummed and ahed about it, and decided, no, I've got better things to spend my money on. But yeah, this is a really, really, really good album. Alabama 3 and Exile on Cold Harbour Lane. That's 1997. Did I mention that? One thing about collecting CDs, when you get to my age, it's so difficult to read the very, very small print, and that's one of the big advantages of vinyl, isn't it? You've got bigger print for those of us whose eyesight isn't possibly what it used to be. Now, these next 5 albums, the final 5, are ones that, I would say I inexplicably don't own them on vinyl. And I can't really explain why, but I don't. But if I find them at a decent price, then, as I say, I would pick them up. And the first one is an album from 1971, and it's a brilliant T-Rex, and it's Electric Warrior. And why I don't have this album on vinyl, I just can't tell you. But I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, track from here, Mambo Son, the brilliant Cosmic Dancer, one of my all-time favourite T-Rex tracks. Jeepster, Monolith, Lean Woman Blues, another single, Get It On, Planet Queen, Girl, The Motivator, Life's a Gas, and Rip Off. And there you go, Electric Warrior. I mean, this is one of the all-time classic albums from the 70s, as far as I'm concerned. And I've got a CD of it. There you go. Right. Now, this is a side project of Talking Heads, Chris Frantz and Tina Weymouth, and of course it's Tom Tom Club and the album Tom Tom Club, and it's 1981, and great tracks on here. I mean, Genius of Love, Wordy Rapping Hood, I think they were both singles. Lorelei is a great track. Their version of Under the Boardwalk, and then On, which is the final track. But yeah, this is really good, really good, and I love the artwork on this. It's really fantastic album, and that's the Tom Tom Club. So, what have we got left? I think there's just 3 to go now, and this one. Why on earth didn't I buy this? It's hardcore punk, and it's from 1980, and it's the Dead Kennedys, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, and this album is an absolute classic. Again, this is nice, a nice CD, expanded version. I do see this album quite a lot at record fairs, but it tends to be quite expensive, and probably one of these days I'll find a really nice copy and I'll bite the bullet and I'll buy it. But you've got great stuff in here, California Morales, which I do have on vinyl and single. Kill the Poor, Holiday in Cambodia, of course, and yeah, it's just a great bit of punk from the USA, the fantastic Dead Kennedys. But there you go. Right, 2 to go, and another absolutely classic album, again, that I really should have on vinyl. It's Iggy Pop and Lost for Life. Released in I think September 1977. It's garage rock, proto punk, I suppose, and you've got the title track on here, Lost for Life. Passenger is on here as well. and yeah, it's really, really a really great bit of rock music from the legendary Iggy Pop. So again, if I see a good copy of this, I would certainly pick it up. And finally, an album that was actually reissued on vinyl about a week ago, but I'm looking for an original, and it's a band that I think I have everything else by them actually on vinyl, but for whatever reason, I don't have this album from 1980. It's Magazine, uh, and it's the correct use of soap. And John McGeoch is on this, and it was his last album before he went off to join Susie and the Banshees. And of course, it's the band of Howard Devoto. And yeah, this is really good. As I say, I've got just about everything else by Magazine on vinyl that I actually bought at the time, but for whatever reason, I didn't buy this album. You've got Model Worker on here, Song from Under the Floorboards. Great, great bit of post-punk. So that's it. So that's my 10. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link to James's original video, and why don't you have a go yourself? So until next time, see ya. Bye bye.